And this case is dismissed. I mean, I don't care what you came in for today. I was going to dismiss it.
Thank you, sir.
In courtrooms cold where judgment lies, a gentle heart would light the skies. Not bound by law alone he stood, but ruled with mercy, grace, and good. He taught the world that justice heals, that kindness holds the strongest seals. And though he's gone, his voice will stay, a guiding light, a brighter way. Today, we remember a man who redefined justice, a judge whose courtroom was unlike any other in the world. Judge Frank Caprio, beloved, respected, and admired, was not just a man of the law, he was a man of the heart. His life journey, from humble beginnings to global recognition, is a story of hope, compassion, and humanity. Francesco Frank Caprio was born on November 23, 1936, in the vibrant city of Providence, Rhode Island, to an Italian immigrant family. His parents, Antonio and Filomena Caprio, worked tirelessly to provide for their children. His father, a fruit peddler and milkman, taught him discipline and honesty. His mother instilled kindness, faith, and empathy. Together, they raised their children with deep respect for family, community, and hard work. Frank grew up during a time when money was scarce and life was not easy. He often recalled how his family made sacrifices just to make ends meet. Those struggles, however, built the foundation of humility and gratitude that would define him forever. Even as a child, young Frank had a spark in his eyes. Curious, thoughtful, and always quick to lend a hand. He often helped neighbors, carried groceries for the elderly, and learned early on that kindness could change lives. Those early years shaped his soul. He didn't just grow up with rules, he grew up with values. Despite the challenges of poverty, Frank excelled in school. He went to Central High School in Providence, where he was known for his determination and respect for teachers. But education wasn't just about books for Frank. It was about learning how to live a meaningful life. After high school, he worked part-time jobs to help his family while continuing his education. He attended Providence College, where he majored in political science. But even then, his heart leaned toward service. The turning point came when he realized the law wasn't just about punishment, it was about fairness. Stories of injustice stirred his soul, and role models like Abraham Lincoln and great legal minds inspired him to pursue a career where he could make a difference. Eventually, Frank earned his law degree from Suffolk University School of Law in Boston. It was a monumental achievement for a young man from a modest immigrant family. His education gave him the tools to stand tall in a world that often overlooked people like him. Frank's career began not with the robe of a judge, but with the struggles of a young lawyer. He started small, representing everyday people in Providence. His clients weren't wealthy corporations. They were hardworking citizens who needed a voice. In 1985, he was appointed as a Municipal Court Judge in Providence. But Frank Caprio was no ordinary judge. From the moment he sat on the bench, people noticed something different. Most judges enforced the law with rigid hands. Judge Caprio enforced it with understanding hearts. He saw defendants not as case numbers, but as human beings with stories, struggles, and families of their own. Challenges came, of course. Some criticized his soft approach, saying justice should be firm, not forgiving. But Frank believed true justice meant seeing beyond mistakes, looking into the lives of those before him and asking, how can I help this person? Not just, how can I punish them? That belief set him apart, not only in Providence, but eventually across the world. Judge Caprio's courtroom became a stage of humanity. Unlike the intimidating courts most people fear, his was a place of compassion, humor, and understanding. One of his most famous cases involved a single mother who couldn't afford her parking tickets. Instead of fining her heavily, Judge Caprio asked about her life, her struggles, and her children. In the end, he forgave much of her debt, reminding her that her duty to her family mattered more. In another memorable case, a young boy accompanied his father to court. Rather than lecture the man, Judge Caprio asked the little boy to help him make the decision. With a smile, he said, "You're the judge today?" That simple moment reminded the world that even justice could be gentle. Millions of viewers fell in love with these moments because they saw something rare, a judge who led with love, not fear. Judge Caprio became known as the kindest judge in the world. But in truth, he was simply living by the lessons his parents taught him. Treat people with dignity, no matter who they are. In the 1990s, something remarkable happened. Frank Caprio's courtroom was televised in a show called Caught in Providence. At first, it was a small local program, but over time, clips of his cases spread online, and soon millions of people across the globe were watching. The show wasn't about criminals and harsh punishments. It was about human stories, forgiveness, and hope. From YouTube to Facebook, Judge Caprio became a viral sensation. His philosophy of justice inspired not only Americans, but people in every corner of the world. Letters poured in from countries he had never visited. People thanked him for restoring their faith in humanity. Caught in Providence wasn't just a TV show, it was a movement. It showed the world that even within the rigid walls of a courtroom, kindness could flourish. Behind the robe, Frank Caprio was a devoted husband, father, and grandfather. He married Joyce, the love of his life, and together they built a family rooted in love and respect. Frank often spoke proudly of his children and grandchildren. To him, family wasn't just important, it was everything. No matter how busy his courtroom schedule was, he made time for family dinners, birthdays, and simple moments at home. His personal values mirrored his professional ones: compassion, humility, and gratitude. Those who knew him best often said he was the same man off the bench as he was on it: kind, approachable, and always ready with a smile. He balanced his career and personal life not by choosing one over the other, but by living both with authenticity. In his later years, Judge Caprio began facing health challenges. He was open about his struggles, reminding people that even in pain, life was a gift. Despite his declining health, he never lost his optimism. Just days before his passing, he shared a heartfelt message for Never Give Up Day. In that message, he encouraged people to face life's struggles with courage and resilience. On August 20th, 2024, the world lost Judge Frank Caprio at the age of 87. His passing left a deep silence in the hearts of millions. Yet his final words of encouragement still echo: never give up. Today, when we think of Judge Caprio, we don't just remember a man in a black robe. We remember a human being who showed us the best of humanity. He proved that laws don't have to be cold. Justice doesn't have to be cruel. A judge doesn't have to be feared. His life is a reminder that kindness is not weakness, it is the greatest strength. From Providence to the world, Judge Frank Caprio touched lives he never even met. And though he may no longer walk among us, his spirit lives on in every act of mercy, every moment of understanding, and every heart that chooses compassion over judgment. Judge Caprio will forever be remembered not just as a judge, but as a father of kindness, a teacher of mercy, and a light of humanity. The gavel has fallen for the last time, but the echoes of his kindness will never fade. He showed us that justice can smile, that mercy can heal, and that one person's compassion can change the world. Rest in peace, Judge Frank Caprio. The world is better because you live.